Evening, Free Enterprise fans. Welcome to the VOD review for Week 10 of Survivor Hero Island. My name is Golbez. What are you doing in here? Get out. You. Hey, can I get some assistance? And you can run and usurp the whole comms booth here. Look, Commander, how are you? We're live?
I'm doing good.
Thanks for Enterprise fans, but sorry for the rough start there. My name is Garen, the captain of the crazy Survivor Hero Island Club, which is full of wackiness. I'm joined here in the booth with Commander Leonhardt, a very long-time racer in the community. How are you doing tonight?
Doing good. Doing good. Glad to be back in the booth.
Welcome back. I think you did one of the comms for my first races on stream many, many years ago. Also joined here in the booth by Rydia Caller doing our tracking, and Aaron Lower doing the restreaming of the VODs we're doing a review of. And also shout out to Joker Mage, who often does the restreaming here. He's out getting a suit, so I hear. Something to do with work. Check out Club Channel if you want to know what that's all about. Anyhow, this is the 10th episode being reviewed here. We've got a Yang hero this time around, our favorite Punch Mage. It's the only Punch Mage. Races have been choosing the flag sets along the way, and they've kind of opted for a little bit of pain here. So right now we've got key items in the main, moon, and box spots. It's a forced hook, and there is no pass. Hero-wise, we don't have any Cecils, Tellas, Edwards, or Sids. They've all been voted off, and we're getting underway.
And even if we do have an Edge or Fusoya, they're restricted, as is often the case.
Yeah, so we got a Rydia start, not the greatest, and a Luca key with the Doctor Luggage sitting here as the retainer to the king. The good doctor is not a good advisor.
No, he is not. He's all too ready to take over once the person that he's advising runs off on business.
Indeed. That's the other flags here. We've got max party size of 4, and there's also a buy flag on. So if you buy to a character, you might not see them again. We're looking for someone good here, like maybe a Fu, maybe an Edge. Hopefully not just all, Team Weak Sauce.
I mean, look, I feel like if as participants in the club you vote off Cecil, you're already asking for weak sauce.
Wait until you see what the vote is after this race that we just had, because there was a vote after this race to get rid of 2 more heroes. I don't know if you caught the VOD that I put up on my Twitch for revealing the votes, but I was very surprised myself that the vote went the way that it did. Because I didn't think there was any path where this was going to happen. But anyways, that's aside from that. We got a Cat Claw sitting here. Matic has found the first monster box. We'll reset out. We're looking for something good here. I mean, Cat Claw is nice for a Yang. I mean, it takes a while to get online. It's one of the annoying features about a Yang hero. And Rydia doesn't help matters much because, well, she's a little bit on the weak side too. Until she gets, like, maybe a Leviathan or a Blarg.
It's true, though the Eblin play here makes sense. You come in, even with max tier 6 on Eblin Castle, is a lot more likely to give you tier 6 than a bunch of other locations, and with K-Trap on, you can just clear these out, find out where the trap chests are, and if you need to come back for it, you have already taken care of most of the grunt work, as it were.
Yes, although it would be annoying if the traditional Holy Sword shows up here for Cecil, because we don't have Cecil. If it's the Crystal Sword, well, it's just a Ven stick at that point. Scale, maybe an Edge can dart it if you find Edge, but, Edge may be hiding somewhere pretty nasty too, I don't know. And also making the runner's lives a little bit harder here, they've chosen to have E no XP on, so they can't do anything with Sirens, get any experience, so there's no D-money grinding possible if you find food, there is no taking Sirens to do eggs or gold dragons or whatnot. You're gonna need those boxes to level up, unless you're gonna try Fu and Friends or something like that.
Yeah, there are some low-level options, although no Edward takes out some of those. But the other catch with trap chests potentially having your key items is you might end up fighting a lot of those just to get your go mode, and If you do enough of those, you'll get your levels for a Zeromus fight. So it's not as brutal as it could be.
It's mostly brutal if Go mode happens to be early, because then you have to panic a little bit and figure out how am I going to finish this grind as fast as possible. And since the vanilla locations of those boxes are not on, the racers kind of have to hunt for them a little bit. Right now, of course, we're on a hook hunt, because we need hook to get underground, and, maybe it's sitting here at Eblin. It could always be the ever cheeky Zot box, which is like it's a long check to do for only one thing. And the free item is still on, so there's not even the value of checking that first boss, because we don't have any boss hunts on.
No boss hunts, no demist item. So that at least is friendly. I imagine that if people want to start making things rude, they could change the flags on that side of things.
Well, there's
nothing.
There's a Faustian bargain there. If they want to turn the pass on, the price of that is the free Kadum goes away, which is why there is still no pass in this seed. They're gonna have to walk all the way down the LST when they get Go mode.
So, what provisions are there, if any, for adding bosses to the random quests?
There are not provisions for adding bosses specifically. Some flag sets, each hero has their own sort of like mini quest line in here, along with some randoms. If the hero has those, then they will show up. So for example, spoiler alert, Edges on the current week's episode, there are some boss hunts for Edge's seed that seem appropriate.
Yeah, that tracks. I can think of two off the top of my head.
Yes, probably the ones you're thinking of are probably there.
Okay.
This is kind of themed off of, Yong's quest. I mean, Supercan, that's fairly obvious why that would be there. The Great Baron, because he was involved in that to begin with. Being the boss of the Dwarf Castle, again, he was kind of there. Foraging is just part of every seed. That's sort of like the one thing that stays constant. And Rantel and Vanilla Ribbon Room are just the randoms. We have an Artie Bow from Bedward. Once again, Edward giving us half of something and not really the full thing.
The Artie Bow's probably debatable. Artie Bow is definitely a cut above any other bow in existence, but so are Artemis arrows. So,
yeah, and unfortunately, the agility manipulation. It's like, yes, they can make your Rydia or your White Mages faster, but can't really help you with manipulation on Yong's part.
No. Getting Young to 28 takes probably a pair of cat claws. We've got one at least.
And maybe a ninja hat and a crystal ring, depending on what's available. I mean,
I notice, however, a lack of a no adamants flag.
It is true. Adamants are on because the racers have not yet turned it off. Again, a flag I didn't quite think was going to last this long, but yeah, it's not been picked yet. I believe racers do have the option to lock categories. I think that other category, which is where it sits, has been locked quite a bit to protect that adamant armor. Racers can't stun lock. They can only make a choice every 3 weeks. So you kind of have to hope that your fellow racers are going to be nice with it. And if they're not... Speaking of nice, here's a free fight. King Queen Eblin with a Rosa on Mount Hobbs. I'll get us started.
Well, there's an Artemis Bow wielder if I ever saw one. But I'm kind of two minds of seeing King Queen Eblin here. I mean, granted, this fight can be a little bit of a speed bump if it's rude, but I'd really, really rather see King Queen Eblin in a more troublesome location.
Like Ribbon Room, for example, which would be a very nice way to get the objective there, but
sure. Or since we've got Force Hook, vanilla, French vanilla.
yeah, that would be nice there too.
But yeah, as you were saying, when you got a wheat party, sometimes you just accept your generosity and what you're carping. Little divergence, Maytik not in fact going for the back of Hobbs, which no exit makes sense.
Yep, although J items are on, so they can always find exits in the shops and buy them if they have a mind.
Yeah, there's a lack of exit casting. Again, no Cecil. Am I over it? No. I'm not going to be over it until the end of the broadcast deal. And probably not after that. No Tella. Foo restricted. So you either need to find a Porum and level her up, or run Zot.
That is true. That is true. Oh, we have a bunch of dolls who got lost in the Outline Cave.
Here's J item time. And yep, there we go.
Yep, that would work. Firebomb would work fine. Big Bomb, take your pick. They're all good at this point.
Yeah.
These dolls have nothing for HP, so that's fine.
I think if I use a Grimoire in this fight, it will come up Chocobo. I'm just saying.
Or Odin, which I can only take out 3 of them. Yeah, it's only a Sylph Orb, which I think Togred's saying no to that because we found a Sylph Orb somewhere in the chests.
Yeah, we did find one already, so... Oh, Firebomb not quite getting the job done. Will we be saved with a kick? Oh, wait, it's another Firebomb.
No.
Dang it! I was so hopeful.
We find that Fabul is selling camping gear and illusions, which is appropriate for a bunch of fighters, I guess.
I've never had to pronounce Matic's name. Is it Matic? Matic? Do you know?
I actually don't.
Fair enough.
I was going to go with Matic from Fexanadu, but that could be wrong.
That's more likely than any other explanation I can think of.
Ooh, it's a Fabul Gauntlet. It's vanilla location.
Sweet.
Hope we save those fire bombs because they're going to be helpful here.
Yeah, firebombs, Grimoire. Yeah, we got plans. Have the runners checked for the free summon? And if so, what was it?
I don't think they have. Well, there's your Chocobo cast.
Say, it's been willed into existence. Thank you, Aaron Lore.
Always nice your will over the race can extend into the past, isn't it?
Yeah, I haven't seen the VODs either. I don't know what's going to happen here.
Actually, I haven't watched the VODs. I may have raced it, but I don't know what they did specifically.
Oh, I don't even have that knowledge.
Well,
I
feel like only fair I subject myself to the nonsense I'm making them go through, just so I have some idea at least.
Nah, I just wandered in here like, new club, who this? Oh, this is what, the third season of Survivor Hero Island?
Second season.
Second? Okay.
Yep. I try to keep it nice and funny for the racers involved, and I've got a nice good crew of 6 this season, so it's working out, I think.
Cool.
Yeah, Tor Rages. Yeah, it's time to burn those.
Scraping the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah, it's still fast trying to punch them all, so...
Oh, no doubt. Now we're seeing that kick. Oh, yeah.
I think that's it for Paul Grant. Yeah, there we go. So did the Dark Knight leave us a vanilla black sword, or is he being nicer and leaving something else? Left a coffin. Okay. I'm not sure why the King of Fabul took a dead body and from a Dark Knight and didn't open it, but whatever.
Are they selling vampires in the item shop? I mean...
They're selling illusions, which is sort of similar.
I guess.
Vridia is doing the Sylph thing, although Sylph Glitch is not on, so it is costing your MP to use it. Our glitches are down to the back row glitch. There is no life glitch, there is no warp glitch, there is no life glitch, so yeah.
I assume you've run this, having run this already and being on your second season, you're more than familiar with runners' tendencies to choose violence in flag sets.
Well,
I'm just hearing a bunch of violence here. No Cecil, no Tella, no. I can live with no back row glitch personally. I don't care. But no Sylph glitch. Have they turned warp glitch off yet? Yes.
Warp is off, yes.
See, so
back row is the only one they have left.
Oh, no life. Yeah, I can live without a life glitch too.
Yeah, life, Sylph, and what's your major one? That those were all off. Life, Sylph, Warp. That's it.
Aaron Lort's plugging my club there in chat. I too am familiar with what happens when you let runners have a say in flag sets.
Yeah. Speaking of clubs, I did do a little ad campaign at the last season finale for all the clubs. So I don't know if you saw your ad, but every club had at least something plugged up there. So,
oh, thank you.
I think it's on like 99% armor or something like that. Anyways, we see that there is a Octomam sitting here on Mount Ordeals. So, yeah, I mean, the rocks are a little bit soft here. I guess it can punch through those.
Yeah, not too big a deal.
No, it's fine here. This is not a challenging spot for the Octomam. No physical damage here. Always in the back attack spot. Because, if Val is here, this could be a little bit rude. I mean, Rosa with an aim will be fine, but I've seen some really nasty Vales here, including one last night, which, if anyone was watching that particular stream, you know exactly what I'm talking about, and if you don't, it's too nasty to mention. Anyways, we got some Dark Imps back here.
We also have 4 hourglasses in our inventory, so, whatever.
Yeah, there was a little kit deal with the monster boxes, as it turns out. So, yeah. The Assassin Dagger no one can use yet. Oh, speaking of Cecil, he's making his appearance in the Seed. In the Baron Inn. Having coffee or tea with Rydia.
A little ugly in this spot, if I'm not mistaken. Like, even Yang, with his 600 hit points, I think is going to need to toss a potion to himself to get through.
Yeah, I think Rosa, Rydia are going to get healed.
Or I could be wrong. I could be totally wrong about that. There's also just the option of we don't have time for your speech.
Oh, that is true, too. Oh, Spider-Man fight.
And Vanilla. Vanilla.
That's 2 vanilla fights in the Overworld. That's kind of funny.
Oh, I'm keeping count.
You can give the report to Dathis when we're done. Two scoops.
What was the first one?
First one was the Fubul Gauntlet and the Fubul.
Oh, right. Yeah. Thank you.
Let's see. I don't think we're going to get a third one here. Because obviously can't be DKC here on Ordeals.
We could still have a third one in Mist Cave, and we'll probably never know if that is the case.
It's a glass helmet and a Bahamut. Not the worst thing to see for Yang.
No, yeah, he can handle that.
But Baron has the hook, though.
Yeah, gonna need that to get underground.
And
Fortunately,
it's
not challenging.
The thing about that dupe Rydia is if there is no other character in the hook route that you can pick up, because it might be a dupe, that could be a 3-character hook route with Rosa, Rydia, and Yang. Not the strongest combo there.
No, but not the worst. There are some legendary seeds of the past that have had some really ugly hook route dives. Stairs and Tella and Rydia.
Yes, and certain things about turtles and certain hook routes and things of that sort, yes. Looks like that actually give us a trick of the Cops and Aggart, usually skipped when there is no magma key. Let's see if this pays off. Oh, Cabin, Silk Web's exits, Gear 2s. This is a loaded item shop.
Yeah, nothing bad there. All good times. Now, with those exits in hand, do you feel like going back to the weapon and armor shop, or are we done here?
I might just check for Cursed Ring. That might be helpful for Yang, because personally, if I get a Yang in this set of flags, I might consider just cursing him and leaving him on the floor to avoid having to deal with his action. If you can tell, I'm not a big fan of Yang.
Well, one reason I'm a big fan of Sea Hero is because I'm not a fan of the RA1 mentality. I ran a side tournament, participated in a side tournament a little while back. Pick your poison, and I tended to throw no cursed and Sea Hero at people liberally. It was good times.
Yes, I was in that thing too, and I got smoked in there, but that's okay.
Oh, so did I.
Although, the race in Inven was funny because it was a good counterplay example. At least it's like I kind of know a little bit how he plays. He kind of figured out how I played, and he chose the best strategy probably for what our situation was. The problem was the rando liked his play better than mine. So what are you gonna do?
Sometimes it'd be like that, yeah.
It usually is. I tend to pick wrong. So whenever you're running a speed against me, pick the way I'm not going to pick.
I see. But what if you figured out that I was going to do that and changed what you were going to pick at... Metaception! Metaception!
Flip the coin in that case. It'll be just as good as anything else. Ready the flame dog check here. A little bit cheeky to do this. Is it worth it? Let's see.
We know it's not underground access, but...
Well, it's a white shirt. It's a little disappointing.
I like white shirts, but resetting out is fair. I have a soft spot for defensive gear to keep my characters alive, especially with a hook route. See, Frith gets it. Frith gets it.
Yes, unfortunately, most people's brains break after about 1 or 2 levels of iteration, so yeah, we're not going to go that far.
Clearly, I cannot choose the poison in front of me. Paul Grant's getting to where he needs to be to get underground. Maddox wants to power up more before making it there. Perfectly understandable.
Yep, because again, we've not seen other character checks up here, so you're hoping there is a foo there, you're hoping there's an edge there, you're really hoping there isn't something pretty lousy there. Like, who would be the lousiest character we have left? Think about that. Let's see. Well, after food, that would leave Kane. That would leave.
Kane's not lousy. Palom's probably the most redundant. Although Quack is not something that we're gonna be upset about unless we've already done these trap chests and we can't get their levels.
Maddox pulled a life staff out of the first box here.
Yeah. Best stat stick around for white mages.
It's true.
That's the thing. You already got rid of 4, and we've got 3 here, so that's 7 that don't matter. Yeah, so Edge and Fu are strong. The twins are serviceable, and that leaves
I forgot Porum. That's the last one.
Right, Porum at least will be another Zerg Blink caster, which I would not hate under the circumstances.
That is very true. It also means you can use one as your hero and robe user if you get one, and you can use one as the healer.
Yeah. And even without a Heron bow, Artemis bow tends to lean one away from casting. It also penalizes the will and wisdom.
Ooh, an adamant armor was pulled out of one of the chests.
Okay, there we go. This is why you do Eblin.
Yes.
The chests in Eblin with monsters have a very high chance of hitting that wonderful tier 8.
Yep, and Matic has chosen to speed Yang up at this point in time. That was definitely the opposite of my play here. I chose to put the Evan on the Rydia because I think I had a Leviathan or a Blarg at the time, and yeah, that was definitely the way to go, I think.
Yeah, with those summons in hand, I would agree, but without that, I can understand. I can understand going for speed and making Yang the person you put your chips on, but we'll see. Tallgrant's probably about to get to that, assuming that he gets through this fight. We'll see if he makes the same call. Although, Artie Adamant Rosa. Ooh. Shiver. Anyway.
Oh, there's a Darkness Crystal here in Evelyn too, so you can skip the Underground if you want to for the now and go to the Moon if you really feel so desires.
Have fun with that.
You have Natamid Armor, which in Tallgrant's case is going on the Rosa.
I guess
so
it'll... Go ahead.
We have Murder Mage online.
Alright then. So.
Yeah, forgetting about Life Glitch is a thing. It's unfortunately not a thing anymore in this season. Last season I did give them one chance to ditch a flag they didn't like. I figured this season, no, we're not going to do that. Alright, so Matic is going to raise the whale.
At a minimum, yeah, to check the character, because as commented, we'd like more character if possible for the dive, and it's a restricted character, so it could be an Edge or a Fu.
We'd at least like a fourth to fill out the party, because, you know.
Sure.
Now, every character that's left is guaranteed to appear somewhere, but of course, you know, Giant is a last placed for it to be the package. So, usually the good characters tend to be stuck there.
So, A, nobody's turned on C, maybe, and B, Mysidia Armor Shop has a curse string.
Aha. I think there might have been one in a chest somewhere too, but yes, curse string was available in this seed. And C maybe was not an option the character they could actually pick this season.
Oh, okay.
It kind of goes against the whole thing of, you know, it's like if else we voted off to get rid of them on the island, not that just simply the randomizer chooses to exclude them for you.
Gotcha.
A little bit different than went last season, because last season it was a bit of a maybe call where there was certain characters who wouldn't appear. But lore-wise, that was a little bit weird to handle, so yeah, we're just going with, if they're not voted off, they're here.
The camera didn't focus on them in this episode because they didn't do too... No, I'm not buying this.
The actual explanation was they were quote-unquote helping Golbez as they were pissed about being left off. It gets a little bit old after a while, because like then you're having, you know, everybody's basically playing Kane, where it's like they're with the party, then they're against the party, then back and forth.
Yeah.
Sure. If you do a first season, what works and what doesn't. Somewhat.
Yeah, I hear that. Loud and clear.
Yeah, we've got Blink on Tallgrant's side. That's nice. With the life staff. Who is on the dais?
Yes, roll.
It is common.
Hey, it's Quackhead.
All right. Ellen was so nasty to the Elder, apparently he got sent to the moon as punishment.
He knows what he did.
He does. But we don't, which is why we took him. So, Quack Kid in hand, Matic is going to, I guess, give us the hair dryers, because why not? You got hourglasses.
Sure.
Those work here, right?
They do. It's a very solid amount of XP, and if it happens to shake loose a key item, so much the better.
Grant has having similar ideas, raising the whale as well. I will admit that when I ran this, I delayed raising the whale for quite a bit. So,
No.
strategy there.
Any particular reason? Not calling you out. I'm just curious.
I thought that it was better to just go underground first because, really, other than the ribbon room, I mean, that's the last objective. I'd kind of want to do only one moon trip, not two.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. It takes a long time to fly in that whale.
All right, so
And plus, max party 4. If your hook character rounds out your party well enough, you'd be like, I don't need no stinking moon character.
I'm sure we'll see in a few minutes who that hook character is, if
Yep.
worth the price of admission or not. No, he didn't.
I bet you remember.
You're putting a lot of faith in my memory here.
You're saying I would lose that bet?
I'm saying your faith may be a little bit unwarranted here in this case.
I see.
I have a good memory when I have a 3x5 card in front of me with a lot of notes on it. We are going to get another check of the hair dryers as Matic is finishing up with the hair dryers. And it's a few levels on our team. It gets Ellum only a couple levels shy of Quake. That's nice.
Yeah.
It's already though.
Wrong twin for that, but what can you do?
And Tallgrain is going to find hair dryers. Oh man, he's going to give us a look of the value. Oh no, okay, he's remembered now. Okay.
Hey, summon is off. No need for a boss hunt.
Yeah, we can't be doing a behemoth check here. That would make no sense. But anyways.
Oh, caught himself. All good.
I'll take a little nap. Or if you want to sleep in a whale, that's not usually recommended, but it's free.
It seems to be quite refreshing, even if you are still hungry afterwards.
Put a snack bar on the whale. Alright, Matic is going to go dive the hook route. And hopefully remember to check for the box that is along the way here. We are putting Yang in the sacrificial position.
Well, the people here make sense. You cannot back row glitch him, so if you actually want him to hurt someone with those claws...
Yep, it's the ideal setup for him. Whether he lives or not, it depends on your strategy a little bit here. Let's see, is this a good shop in the hook route? Oh, Bacchus, Leviathan, those are good.
Yeah, solid. There's that Leviathan summon you mentioned from your run.
Yep, I saw some excitement in the cursor there on Matic's side. Yeah, there's the Leviathan purchase. And we're going to buy 5 Bacchus lines. Very good. Aaron Laura is hoping for music. Don't remember how music played into the seed, but we'll find out.
It would be nice.
It would be. It is not an objective this week. Everything young and much musical about his lore, but other reasons
No.
required.
Closest Yang comes to music in his lore is that steel glitching a charm harp on him is the only way to back row him. Don't think that quite fits the bill.
That's probably best, Aaron Laura. I mean, the course, Tallgren over there, who's played the seed, kind of knows how his run went.
Yeah, right.
At least I hope he remembers how his run went.
Again, maybe too much faith. Who knows?
There's an Odin orb if you want to try that on for size. Another Sylph orb. It is the Iridius seed, apparently.
Nice to see you too, neighbor.
Oh, great rooting for Matic. Okay.
Full play. See how that works out. Well, we've got a ninja sword if we find a ninja. And there's our monster in a box.
Yes, the Stalemen, who apparently have been there so long that they are no longer freshmen.
I won't be held responsible for what happens in this fight.
They can't all be winners.
If it gets any kind of response, it's a winner. Those are the rules.
Oh, there's a Bahamut. Well, now you understand why I'm adding armor on Rydia.
That'll do it. So if Matic were to switch the adamant armor over to Rydia, who currently has it? Yang?
I think on his end, it is actually on... I don't remember who actually. Maybe it is Yang? Maybe
by process of elimination, it's Yang, because he's shown us everyone else. So if he were to switch it over to Rydia, then Yang would have some interesting side effects.
Yes, although since he's the hero, we don't really care if he's down the floor.
Yeah, we don't much care. But those side effects are that he would be weak to fire and ice and super weak to lightning. Which you can counter just by making him resistant. Give him, say, as I scrimp, a protect ring. Yes, there we go. I knew there was something. So we can give him a protect ring, and then the elemental resistances from that would override the weaknesses.
Good to know. Dupe Rydia down here, so good thing they did go to the moon first, unlike yours truly, because I did not have a fourth character on this dive.
So that's why you couldn't remember. All you remembered is I didn't get a character.
Yeah, I didn't remember what was Rydia or whether it was Rosa in that case.
Yeah, that's fair. Obviously, it could not have been Yang because hero.
Unless I rolled the seed wrong, which has happened before.
You know, I'm giving you at least that much credit. Though I still throw my YAML up well before opening the async just to give people a chance to go, I think you did this wrong.
It's happened before. They've pointed out to me, it's like, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Another fight with Mad Ogres in a box. Once again, mute arrows. Destroying the Mad Ogres because the Mad Ogres are mages.
Yes, once again proving that mages are a little bit mad. And we have Quake, finally, so that's good. We got a Pan. I think we should have done Wool later, but, you know.
Yeah. I don't sweat the single dip as much. Just, you know.
Yes,
it's nice when you can make it play, but the single dip of Sylph is what's a little nicer to me, even though we might be coming back for Trap Chest later.
Yeah, I've definitely lost a few races on the whole waiting for something perfect to happen with either the Sylph Cave or Sheila 1 or Wool or something like that.
I mean, especially when a seed just opens up, like, Force Hook tends to have things less open. You know there's no Magma Dive. you know hook is your way underground. A lot of it's sort of channeled for you. But in seeds where things open up, you can only go so many places, and you have a few principles to guide you, but not everyone has the same principles, turns out.
I feel like my principles, I have others. And we have a water hag sitting here in the first spot. It would have been a lot funnier if we had not seen the blue robe yet and had to wonder whether this was the nice one or the bad one.
You know, as punchy as the water hag is, and if it wasn't for that adamant armor, I'm not sure it would count as the nice one.
You got 4 characters, I mean, max of 3 bonks, that can give you fine.
Water hag is up. Okay, now we're tied 2-2 at bonks. But at the moment, it was 2-1 in water hag's favor. 3-2, 4-2. Okay, 4 bonks. And Rosa in the back row with a power shirt on, barely able to survive one of those bonks. Vengeful water hag.
And we got some type of Mylon here.
If we were more aware as announcers, we'd have noticed that back when they got the character.
It was much more interesting that there was a Rydia there that just foil all of their party-making plans.
I have that problem with the hook route too. I spend so long reacting to the character that I go, wait, what was that sprite? Eh?
Yeah, I usually figure out what the hook route boss is by the time I get under here, and I also don't remember what the Baron thing was, although... do you remember what it was at this point?
Dr. Lugai.
Ah, you remember it. Good. We'll see if we have an appointment with the Doctor later. We probably do, because Liberate Baron Castle is on the objectives. I can't imagine we're going to fade that if we find the key.
It'd be an interesting item layout that made that our last check.
It is possible, because the moon has key items on it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, for some reason, our randomizer seems to be biased against making the moon required in these things.
Yes. Well, it's biased against putting things on the moon on the summon spots, actually. It sets aside a certain number of the checks, and that number itself is randomly determined, and says, this is how many key items will be on the moon. And then it chooses from among the moon spots. It's to try and cut down from making the moon. Apparently, if you just let it go ham, it makes the moon hard required a lot more often than was desired.
Well, that's definitely fair. It just seems sometimes it's like I've had moon flags on the entire season. I don't think there's been very many seeds that have required the moon other than the ones that are explicitly moon hunts. And we're going to do some blargs on Mylon. Okay.
Mm-hmm. The friends are gone, and now it's just some lightning one counters, an occasional punch.
Body's gone too. We got Iris, Cure 3s. Alright.
And Matic is through.
Yep.
We will get Pitfall right before 42 minutes. 41:51.
Pitfall is still undefeated. The true boss of Freighterprise.
It's even immune to float. What's up with that? It's not immune to push B to jump, though. Honestly, I don't recommend jumping over the Pitfall unless you save first. As with many things in push B to jump, save first before you begin your wackiness.
Alright, we've got a Falcon launch. And yes, the racers are definitely close.
Mm-hmm. We're maybe about a minute apart on these pitfalls. It's like...
Matic is going to take that pan and turn in immediately at the Sylph Cave. There won't be anything here for Kida when Young is in the bed, because someone turned on, but it could be something nice.
Okay, a minute and 3 seconds. Good enough.
I mean, it is fine. I'm not doing math on the stream. Doesn't go well. Such as everyone that told me about 24153. It's like,
Oh, they know I will do math on the stream. I've babbled about my agility setup and what people's RAs are as I'm walking down the LST.
It's a Dragoon Spear. So that's nice if we find Kane.
Or Edge.
For the dart, yes. I've seen more about the Bimmy and Jimmy box or something like that.
Sure. Much better for Kane in that case. I see what you did there, Tall Grant.
Maybe you should have tried stepping in time instead, Tall Grant. That might work better.
Over the rooftop, step in time. Oh, sorry, not sorry.
We get a seat validation from Matic here. Maybe, maybe not.
Shop check at least. What sort of monster would check all the shops and not go to too many?
Oh, we are not going to get it. Okay, Matic is going to lose now or something like that, right?
I don't know. I don't know what the rules are.
I don't think there's any rule about that explicitly, but you know, end of the people here should be doing that. It's disqualifying. The old DQ.
Just coffins in the dwarf shop, and not the worst. Not amazing.
It can't be amazing every run, I guess. We'll see what the bosses are here now, though. We've got a jumping comedy man behind the throne.
French vanilla, but not actual vanilla. Oh, that's right. We're up to 3 vanillas. Because Yang... Well, no, wait. Yang was one of the vanillas. Dang it. Brian. Yang fight. Football gauntlet fight. That's it, though, right?
So
none of these characters have been vanilla.
No, sadly not.
Thank you both. I'm happy to be back.
I think that Commander's been tangoing a lot lately, haven't you?
I have been doing Troyan Tango with my partner from down under, Judge Infinius. He generally finishes the seat first. No surprise if you've seen Infinius play. I feel no shame whatsoever in acknowledging that.
I can't dance on even tangoing.
I took a ballroom dance class way back when. I think I remember my basic step.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, munch 2, 3, turn 2, 3, right?
That's a waltz, but yes.
I told you I can't dance.
So your Steiner when Zidane saying to him, he said that he was Black Waltz, so the third one should be the last one, right? Huh? You're not wrong, Aaron Lore, but really? Did you have to? Yes, I'm old enough that I was in middle school when this game came out on the Super Nintendo.
Do I know how old I was when this game came out?
Sure.
I was in elementary school when this game came out.
Okay, so I'm not that much older than you.
No, but I am in my 40s, so...
Same.
And there's a nasty lit 3 out there.
Yeah, the magic in the first spot is insanely rude. Duprosa, no joy. And oh, bloop 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 bloop. Did you summon Leviathan here? Asking for a friend. No, you blarked.
Yeah, I definitely did bark.
And Phineas is muttering, and from our last tango is still in my head.
Yes. Meanwhile, with the way the checks have gone, Tallgren has gotten through this first. We have a plague sitting behind the Golbez.
Yeah, I don't think Tallgrant did anything when he got underground other than, well, pan check, but I don't think he took a shopping detour. I think he just went straight to objective.
And
Check your freebies, do your objectives.
sounds so simple.
Right? It sounds so simple.
There's always that siren song calling to them from some other check.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's how I play it. Ooh, Earth Crystal. Sweet. I tend to go by those principles. I know a lot of people, though, prefer a more geographic approach where when they get underground, for example, they really don't want to leave until they've done everything they can because they're trying to cut down on travel time. And it's perfectly valid, that approach.
Yeah, that's our first objective down. About 50 minutes in, defeat the bosses of the Dwarf Castle. So there we go. I can understand skipping the tower there, Tallgrant, because we don't have any tower key yet.
Tower's pretty much worthless, Tallgrant. Edge. If you get an edge, we can start talking about some uses for them. Except we already found silk webs in shops. But if you desperately need a silk web.
This is not the Price is Right, or we're not doing a double DQ.
They're apparently on the hook for dessert for everyone.
But see, the thing is, she told me that I'm getting it. She's paying.
Oh. Well played. Well played.
You find the monster box in the game arch is pretty early, right on the first floor here.
Yeah, not burned out too much. You can toss an hourglass.
Yep, and Yang will get through it because, well, you know, the defenses are pretty good here.
Aaron Lord jokes, but I think if I knocked on his door 1 minute from now, he would absolutely lose it. What? But how? I don't understand! And no one will ever believe you. Shh.
Maybe that can be a pretty far drive, Aaron, though I don't live close to anybody as far as I know.
For sure. There's someone that I think lives about an hour from me, but I honestly don't remember who it is anymore. We've never met up. And by someone, I mean someone that's in the FE community.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I mean, the whole John Con thing last year, it's like, I drove almost 10 hours for that. That's quite a ways for me.
Where is John Con? Texas?
That's in Jersey. Great Con is in Texas.
Ah, okay. Hence my confusion. I'm closer to Jersey. I'm in North Carolina.
Oh, no, I've been in North Carolina before. Mostly in connection with airport disasters, but that's a whole other matter.
Yeah, well, what are you gonna do?
Yang is too fast for RA1 agility here, unless you have a curse ring on him, which case you might get it for a little bit if you stick an adamant armor and a crystal ring on somebody else. Yeah, plug for the whole John Con thing there, which is happening at some point this year in Jersey. Not sure exactly when yet, but it was a lot of fun last year, for sure. And Matic is gonna go check Sheila to see if she has the goods.
Something freebies. Also, 2 checks. I mean, it's 2K main checks. Okay. Really hard to ignore.
Which means that when you do them, they come up with nothing. When you skip them, they have 2 things that you need.
Mm-hmm.
That's just the way it goes. No question the logic.
Yeah. So with monsters in boxes having traps, I would like a keyless tower play much better than I normally would, because those checks are waiting there for you too.
Well, we have a crystal sword and we have an adamant armor from Sheila.
You know, that's our second adamant armor, and I think we could use 2 more.
At least a third, you know. We have to have somebody beating the anchor, right?
Do we? Do we? Lots of people like to play this game in different ways. I tend to like my agility anchoring, and some people just are like, nope. Wow.
We are going to blarg an alert down. That is... Someone is angry at this alert. Alright, now that we've nuclear bombed the security camera in the Tower of Babel, we get a Murasame. Not what we wanted to see there.
No, not what we wanted to see at all.
Matic cashes the adamant armor out. That was going on Rydia for sure, I think. Yep.
And where will Matic be off to now? Yeah, you're already up top. You're right next door to Zot and a treasury. It might be max tier 6, but it's still a decent chance of 6. And sure enough, that looks like the plan.
Yep.
Was it Matic or Tallgrant that already checked Flame Dog?
Matic has already checked, I'm pretty sure. This is probably a play for the... No, Tallgrant did check it. Just reset out. That mixed up.
It's a white shirt. Okay.
Yeah, as Tallgrant's pointing out, he had 239 HP on, MP on the Rydia, so one short of blarging everything down here with at Bahamut, but Edge has Yang has a Thunderclaw. That is enough.
Oh, yes, stuff. That would definitely be enough if he has it. Raiding a treasury. Let's see, a ribbon. Couple of Soma drops, white spear, curse ring, inventory boss, as happens.
Probably about 5 out of 10, I think.
Yeah, and the only reason I'm giving it a 5 is because we have a Z fight on the horizon. I like the ribbons and the defensive gear for it, but
That white spear would also be nice if we ever get the cane to show up, or maybe an edge to dart it. Well, at this point, I think our party is kind of pretty much set, I would imagine, considering that we got levels on all these mages.
Yeah, I'd be hard pressed to give up a mage. I know that.
The item.
Oh, the tower key.
That was it. Okay, tower key. Very good.
Oh, I thought you were saying I failed to get this item when I ran this.
No, I didn't see what it was in the stream.
Gotcha. I do love a tower key in the tower. You know, punish all those keyless tower haters.
Don't hate the plan, especially when you've got the boxes in the pool. It's like, I don't see any reason why you really want to fade this very long, but sometimes the seed just leads you down wrong paths.
Sure. And anybody that says that they've always run every free enterprise seed they've ever ran perfectly is a liar. Don't believe them. I've never heard anyone say that.
And you can only say it if you've ever won one seed and you god routed it. So if n is greater than 1, forget it.
Aaron Lore, I am also a fan of Vanilla Pan. But that's partly because I'm a big advocate of do your freebies, and I like, yes, this person I'm racing that maybe faded this, I now have an edge. I could have both. You're not the boss of me.
Speaking of bosses, we got a Sparkle here. Zot 1. It
Is it
Deep
Blarg?
King.
It is not in Blarg. It is.
Which we will not see much of because Yang is going to power and the other ones are going to cast.
Oh, you could have thrown a Bahamut there, Matic. It would have been fine. There's only 9,000 hit points. I'm sure it would have killed it. Probably. Essentially. Rule 0 of counterattacks is that you cannot counterattack with 0 hit points.
Not my snake refund. Okay. Speaking of edge, we found the edge.
See, look. There is totally an edge. What did I say? Meh. So do you take edge? I'd be tempted, but again, I have to give up my mage.
Well, you only have one decision to make here because Palam's a dupe. Tall Grant, you just talked about it.
Last rule of Counterattack Club. If it's your first fight, you must count.
All right. Maddox says goodbye to the Palam. We'll pick up the edge.
It works. We've got a full set of pretty much a full set of white caster gear for Rosa. We can put her in that role. Shift some of these things over to edge.
Yep. Meanwhile, Tall Grant is through Dr. Evil Wall, who is substituting for Dr. Lugay today at the top of the Babel Tower. It's an Avenger.
Mm-hmm. And Tall Grant. And incidentally, Tall Grant has 2 objectives down. Tall Grant has successfully destroyed the super cannon.
Ah, yes. We just haven't seen what the item check is in that yet.
No, we have not seen the item check yet.
And
these are going to be deadly glares for people not wearing adamant armor.
Yes, but there'll be 1 hit point probably for people who are wearing them.
Yes.
I don't think we're going to see it, though. Is that nice too on adamant armor Iridia? Yeah, it just...
yeah, we're good here. Fair enough, Aaron Lore.
Rubicon has been quenched.
It's been a while for me. That's perfectly valid.
Look at our races causing problems by doing things out of order, right? Alright, Maddie's gonna get out of this tower as that. We'll see if it was worth it. Benarp. Well, that is the potential music check that Aeronor's been wanting.
Ooh. Hey, I'm happy to have anyone here helping out, whether it's comms, tracking, restreaming. Cannot do any of this and put on the show without the help of a lot of wonderful people.
It's definitely true. One-man shows don't really exist in this community because, yeah, they just don't. So shout out again to Aaron and Laura doing our restreaming and behind-the-scenes work. Radia Clark pushing our buttons in the background. Good ones, not the bad ones.
Buttons.
And, Commander, it's been nice chatting with you so far in this lovely little mess we have going on here.
Same, Garen. Same. Party arrows is our item from the tower key. Okay.
Goes to the arty bow pretty nicely if you want to use that on Rosa, I suppose.
Yeah, death to the dragons.
If we take them. Matic is showing us a check we've seen about an hour, well, not quite an hour ago, but we've seen ordeals before, so a little bit of a repeat going on here. Well, this is not Worlds Collide, though, so...
No, it is not.
Randomizer I've yet to actually play, so... These days,
Same.
maybe.
Yeah, maybe one of... Well, I think at some point someone's going to throw it at me and say, here, do this. I've played a lot of games that way.
And when we have our FF4 and 6 mashup. Oh, Grant will probably go and turn in this rat tail. Does not have the pink tail, so a little bit of divergence here in terms of order.
That's where the fun is.
The rat tail gives the Masamune sword, which is nice to the edge that Matic has.
Yeah. It's the best sword for Edge. It's got the best attack power, it's got a nice agility boost. Ninja ends up being a little better than Murasame in most cases because it doesn't have some of the stat penalties that the Murasame takes.
Yeah, so if Edge is the hero, it can be useful of the Murasame just to slow him down a little bit to avoid a nasty cutoff point.
True. We are getting music! We are getting music from Matic. We might forgive him for not checking in with Jaldorf. And yes, it's against our rules, Aaron Lore, but that person still keeps going, let me at it again. Let me at it again.
No one ever said that every idea was a good idea, right? We have a club explicitly devoted to bad ideas, so there's one bad idea they're not going to let happen again, I guess. All right,
so many clubs. So many clubs. If you're enjoying watching the various clubs on these showcases and you want to join in and participate, I know the link for the Discord has shown up more than once. Click on it, come on in, because it is evil. And that's why. And come on in. There's a lot of friendly people with less evil laughs than mine. And they'll be happy to show you around and take a look and join these clubs yourself.
Nero is a little bit confused over things over there.
We can't! Young says, whatever. I got this. Why are you stopping me? I don't understand.
Anyways, we're going to let GJ Spoonie B play us a nice little tune here, thanks to Matic, who actually has audio we can use to hear it, so be right back.
Yeah.
Very nice rendition from Ocarina of Time. And also, Maddox showed us why, even with an adamant armor, Radius still is not going to get through that Miles magic defense, or at this spot with Virus.
No, the magic here is pretty impressive. Bring out your Blarg if you want to punch through.
Yeah, so even in the Veil game, you have Tella here, and Tella's even more useless than usual on this fight.
So I'm pretty certain Matic did not do Super Cannon Room.
I don't think so, because he doesn't have the tower key in there.
Which was in the tower, so we would have had to have missed the full run of it, picking up the tower key. So yeah, I don't think Matic has done a keyless tower play yet.
I think the red tail was from there too, wasn't it?
I think you're right. But that I'm less certain of.
Well, anyways, Tallgren is going back to get the Tower of Zot check. We'll see if Tallgren decides to take the edge here or not.
Oh, Luca key. I like this little check here. I mean, especially with warp glitch off. But, you know, it's the only way in. But it doesn't take that long to make the dive down in. You take a look at the key item, find out. Yeah.
Yep. Hold on. Oh.
What?
Never mind. Alright, a little bit of admin things there. We're all set.
Okay.
Alright, let's see what is in the sealed cave today. I don't remember if I actually even went down here or not, because again, my memory is kind of bad with these sorts of things. And maybe.
And yeah, that's a fair plan, Tall Grant. As I noted when Matic made the check, it's like, do you take the edge? It's a tough call.
I did not take the edge. I think I was on the same wavelength that Tall Grant was, full reflect on this one.
Yeah, and not everyone's comfortable full reflect with a in a non-battle speed 1 situation. It's already a thing where you need to dial the battle speed down a little bit to get all of your inputs in time, and messing with your agility is enough to shy some people away from it.
Yeah, I mean, usually I will take Xeon BS3 with a bunch of casters like this.
Mm-hmm.
We have Silk Webs, which makes the timing a little bit nicer than otherwise.
Sure.
I believe Matic did because it was the Sand Ruby, and there's no boss hunt, so no need to stick around and check it.
And yes, that's correct.
You might just want to get the knowledge of which boss you know to fight, but it's not even sure if it's worth the time this late in the seed.
Yeah, like, I know some people like to look in for things for that knowledge, but I generally, like, bold of you to assume I'm going to keep that in my head along with the 10 million other things these squirrels are trying to keep up with while I'm running a seed. But even so, like, Like, even a Sparkle at Fey March, I will usually just go, meh, unless I'm going to fight it. I will just go on with my life.
And in this case, I have a reason to see who the king and the queen are because you have to fight them.
Right.
If you say so, Talgren, I just don't do the math, I just kind of wing it.
Anchor times 2.5 plus 1. They're at RA1 if they're at least that fast. Want the anchor to be at 28, 42. Best fun is when the anchor's at 70.
Which is possible here with an adamant armor and some cat claws, I think.
I've done it. I think it was Edge, not Yang, but you could probably pull it off with Yang.
Yeah, all
it was
the gear that, Magma Key. I'm not going to say it.
I'm not either. It's been said more than enough times.
Everyone's RA lol. Okay, yeah, that would make fun.
Yes. No, it was a tango that took me way too long to get to the end, so I had an over-leveled ninja with adamant armor and other things, and was like, you know what? I'm going to 70. I'm going to 70. You can't stop me. I'm doing it.
Attic is taking the boxes here down in the Sylph Cave. Does not have the mute bells apparently, or might have sold them, or isn't having Rosa go first to cast it, which would save all these Fire 2 casts. Abel's Lance Adamant Cane.
Sure. I'll get the job done. Yeah, that virus not getting the job done, though. Yep, Quake. That's the way, Tolerant. There you go.
Baron Key. Alright, so Sylph was at least somewhat required, it looks like. Well, you know, the virus is not based on a superbug, so not much you can do there.
And yeah, as Aaron Lore points out, we are in no mode. Between the two racers, we have eyes on enough key items to handle 5 out of 6 objectives.
Yes, and we have no knowledge at all about where the Legend Sword or the Adamant is at this point.
And we might not end up with it the way this is going. Until we get the spoiler roll.
That is true, which, again, considering that Talgren is in the Sylph Cave, assuming that Baron Key is found, we're not going to see the checks of the Adamant unless it's just accidental through Baron or something.
Yep. Like, we can get the Adamant here, and it's not win game, is it? There's a Z fight, right? Yes, there's a Z fight.
Due to a certain Talgrand in the chat, it is not win game. Considering that flag was turned off first out of all of them.
Yeah, we could end up seeing the items if they're in Baron Castle and the Ribbon Room. Because I feel like even if you're about to go to Zia, you open the chests. It could be another adamant armor.
I have seen it go the other way, where people are just like, nope.
Sure, I've seen it that way too. I've seen both calls.
Well, Matic has just done a phase change on Yang's agility here.
Yeah, flipped over to full speed ahead.
And Tall Grant is now in go mode, has access to the Baron Castle and the Riven Room at this point.
No time for Gur. Hulk sad.
No time for Oh My Dear either.
Yeah, we're not sad about that.
Well, no time for speeches, just time for some farts. Oh well.
Yeah, so much for that. Here in the second
Baron
slot.
J is Bigen, more French vanilla.
Yeah. And that's not rude here. Wyvern here can be a nasty surprise, especially if you don't have any sort of Wyvern-related flags on Witchburn, Wyvern.
Witchburn is on for this one just because, it's possible you get into a pretty nasty agility situation with like your Yongs or your edges. There's no curse rings. We've been kind of bad here, possibly because Yang is very, very speedy right now, but
yeah, Witchburn does tend to be a standard sea hero counterpart.
you have to be a little bit merciful.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you're John Burkhead and dealing with your chat. In which case, no guarantees there.
Right. I mean, you want to run a Cataseed, you can run a Cataseed. Like you said, John Burkhead, Martin Broadcloak, also been known to take some of the rudest stuff and have it as a nice snack.
Tall Grant has sold the Avenger. Not a bad idea because we do not see a Kane in this castle. We are probably not seeing a Kane period at this point because there's no more checks that are going to lead us to a character check.
And sooner or later, at some point, maybe not sooner, but at some point you got to commit to your party and buckle down and start selling the things and making the plays happen.
Yeah, especially with a party 4, there's no chance to do the fling shot because there's no 5th character to cause that effect.
Yep, one of the things I like about Party 4. In case you can't tell, I'm not the world's biggest fan of the hyper grinds.
Well, not only is he not idiot even here, right, as far as I know.
Aaron Lore, tower key is in one of the trap chests here in the tower. I don't remember which one.
Yeah, it looks like I think the rat tail and the tower key were both in this one. And monster bow sounds fine too.
Those does sound fine. You're not wrong about that.
Almost sounds like a bow. I think that Bowflex thing.
Okay, no.
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 That's a callback to a very old commercial too, by the way.
I remember the Bowflex commercials, hence my reaction.
Just a little bit of crossing over each other's paths. We're getting the Bigen fight on Tall Grant's side. We're getting Matic finding the rat tail. Subi finding the tower key.
Yep.
Subi reminded myself, do not fade the tower until the last.
Has Hallam just been breath all this time and just never fixed?
I mean, when you got a Blarg Adamant Radio, why you need to fix him again?
Sure, that's fair.
I mean, spoiler, if you go and watch my VOD of this seed, I have Yang on the floor more than half the seed, I think.
Well, at least she's still getting XP. Probably not
Well,
what you
yeah,
wanted to happen, though.
preferably not. But haven't taken any turns though, which is nice because his turns weren't really all that valuable.
Yeah, that's definitely a thing. When learning how to play this game and figuring things out, realizing that not everyone has to take a turn, put them on the ground, or maybe just parry through.
That was interesting. It looks like Matic actually went out of the tower with the rat tail to turn that in instead of finishing the tower, which is unfortunate because, yeah, it's going to be a double dip of this tower now.
Yeah. It's a freebie. Yeah, I don't know if I would do it, but I at least I understand the call. You dip out, maybe it gives you exactly what you need, and you can be done with this silly tower. Why is there a hand crawling on Tall Grant's screen? It just
Tall
ran away.
Grant's- Yeah, Tall Grant's screen can do some fine things at times. As has been mentioned in chat, yes, Nerukad did finish this seed first at 1 hour 17 minutes. Kind of smoked all the rest of us who ran it.
Gotcha.
All right. Well, meanwhile, I think that we're going to see now that Tall Grant should be going to the moon. I think.
Yeah, Tall Grant has liberated. So, nothing left but... that ribbon rune.
Or when we punish Dame Cian.
Red Wings just show up and go...
I think this is Tall Grant taking out the musical competition, to be honest.
I see. What are you up to now, Tall Grant? Are you shopping? Okay.
I can
Nope,
ignore shopping these seeds, so I'm to my detriment because I have no camping gear and then no consumables that are kind of helpful at the end.
Silk webs, yeah, fair enough, Tall Grant. Fair enough.
We were going to be shopping for sirens and then realize, oh yeah, there's no point to those.
It seemed like a very direct, hey, I'm going here to get this thing. Tall Grant first up to the moon. Matic should not be too far behind. Yeah, not far behind at all. This... oof. I might have dueling Z fights here, depending on what this ruin room looks like.
Yeah, that just depends on whether Matic or Tall Grant has the faster setup. I think I like Tall Grant's approach better because Full Reflect is faster than Hybrid.
Tall Grant, that's completely fair. Still shaking off a brutal series of Z fights from Tango where my Rosa was about 100 hit points less than she needed to be, and I'm still a little scarred.
Oh, just a few seconds apart here. They're almost egging each other in the LST on the way down here.
Yeah, this is within the differences of a LST walk. Like, if Maddox is a little cleaner, he could actually... or Tall Grant could be taking fights for XP or loot, and Maddox could just zip on ahead. But I'm looking forward to a real tight dash down the LST with Matic trying to catch up a few squares at a time, and then suddenly there was a monster in a box.
Maddox says no to the box. We're right on the path.
Sure.
There's an X-Cal for Tall Grant, which would have been helpful for Matic, who has the edged turret. For Tall Grant, that's just simply taking up space in the inventory.
That does make total sense, Tall Grant. Reflect Strats does need more XP than Hybrids, so gotta do a little more work there. And if you know exactly where you're sitting, then props. And on being close enough, whether or not the Ribbon Room gets the job done. Also, it's always possible that the Ribbon Room is something rude that steals the XP.
Or in my case, I didn't take enough boxes on the way down and had to double back.
Right. So nice to have the... Nice thing about a VOD review, too, is that you can have the runner right here in chat when you're wondering. Now, I'm not quite sure what's going on here. They can go, I was doing this. Aha!
Yeah, definitely nice. Now, Bahamut there, hopefully it gets them down. I think there's a counter to these.
There is. There is a counter. And if they've been wounded a bit... Ah, got one.
Yep.
Explodey. But, you know, fortunately, one, it's an HP-based explode, and two, it didn't hit Rydia.
And of course, it's an RX-Cal. So,
Sure.
Like,
you're gonna get a lot of T8 out of these chests. It's just a matter of whether you get stick 1, stick 2, or the armor.
Yeah, as it turned out, I know Tall Grant's counting XP on Rydia for Nuke. I already got to Nuke first. Palin was the one who was lagging behind.
And as it turns out, Mom Bomb, speaking of bosses that steal part of their location's XP, shakes fist at Mom Bomb. So if you were trying to dial it in and hoping for a full 200 grand out of the Ribbon Room, nope.
Nope, you got less than half.
Hello, Drinks Glue.
And that's a crystal on Maddox's side. Now we get a check of the boxes.
I mean, I would be tempted to check the boxes. Adamant armor, other things.
White and Assassin. Well.
Can't all be winners. At least you can throw the white spear.
Now the question here is, does Matic take some more levels? Because this party is kind of low.
Yeah, this would be a ball. I would not take on Z with this setup. I would level. That's
The thing about this seed is, even though you can't find apples in the stores, there were a lot of gold apples in this seed.
right.
I don't think our runners have used any, but I counted at least 5 in my travels. So it's a nice way to get Rydia out to a decent HP level if she's otherwise a little bit down below.
Mm-hmm. But it's also like just a lot of other things. Like Rosa, yeah, give me, if she's just a little shy of HP, she's got everything else. But like, especially with a 4-person party, I'm also worried about their offense, their damage output, a lot of other things. Looks like Maddox going for it though, unless this is a run to the Masa altar.
It is a run to the bottom, apparently.
Alrighty then. This will be spicy. This will be spicy. I'm looking forward to it. Matic might be a highly proficient nerfer of Big Bangs, in which case this party's fine. We'll see.
That we will. We're seeing some Z flags in chat. Commander, what's that all about?
So, we randomize so many things in this randomizer, but we do not randomize Aromas. He is always here at the end. He always uses this script. It would just be too chaotic to move another boss here or to put him in a different location. But instead, we randomize his appearance. When the crystal is used on Zeromus, he will transform into one of, I've lost count, many, many different sprites. And because of that, there's a question we ask, isn't there?
That there is. Whose butt are we going to kick tonight?
Indeed.
And all the other various side questions people have come up with over the years.
Yes. Is it cute? Does it have a hat? Can it help me with my 401k? There is one that can help you with your taxes.
And since we're in the middle of NFL free agency period, no movement clauses are a good thing to apply to Zeromus here, but
my team finally drafted an offensive lineman. Or picked up an offensive lineman, rather. About time.
Did their name start with Z?
What, the lineman?
Yeah.
You know, I have to go look. The tight end started with Z, but the center, I don't remember. Blast. I have to go look. Calling me out like that.
The joke was you were getting Zeromus drafted to your team. That would help.
I don't think Zeromus is I don't see Zeromus as a lineman.
All you do is use a black hole in the other team.
Yeah, fair.
Oh, we've got a little bit of Final Fantasy VIII here for us, a Diamus.
I approve. I thoroughly approve.
I don't think I've seen this one before.
I don't know that I have either. I've seen Ultimationus a few times, but I think this is the first time I've seen a Diamus.
Well, hopefully she doesn't distort time or something stupid like that. Edge is down.
Very carefully, Drinks Glue. Very carefully.
That Big Bang is probably not going to be good news for Rydia, although maybe the admin armor comes in and saves the day. It does, okay.
Yeah, the first Big Bang is not the concern. The fact we simply do not have enough damage here on Maddox's side to avoid taking other Big Bangs, and those are the potential trouble spots.
Talgrant is facing the Castle Lunars, apparently, with the Damesine attack.
There we go. That's what Talgrant was referring to earlier. Okay, there we go. We have a shake. We're in and out of the menu. Real tricky trying to nerf when you're not at RA1.
The new Kit Yang as a counter. That's kind of hefty, but was this timed right?
Yeah. We'll see.
This seems like it might have been a little bit too early.
Coming through, and nope, that is an unnerfed.
Yes, so Talgrant took the White Spear Altar. Yeah.
Still like the attempt on Maddox's side. You know, knew what he needed to do, had a plan, and if you can hit each nerf, then you can get through that fight. I definitely applaud the roll of the dice there.
Yep, unfortunately, Matic is stuck doing what I was doing, which is running back up the LST looking for boxes.
Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, Talgrant still working towards a nuke. As he pointed out in chat, having that loss of XP on Bomb Bomb left him hanging. Oh, Asura at Masamune Altar. Yeah, why not? It is a VOD review, Lord Goober.
Yeah.
This already happened. We have not seen the VODs up here in the booth. We don't know. Garen at least ran the race earlier. I didn't even do that much.
Yeah, I do at least run the races so I can have something to say about the lore, because otherwise I just keep making it up off the... Let's do that anyways. What am I talking about?
Making up lore on the fly? It's more likely than you think.
Pretty much. I don't know if Ali did the looking at the VODs. I know I linked them, but anyways.
Live Intolerant is a huge cheater.
The thing about cheating at Survivors, there's no real point to it, because then all you get to do is say that you know a whole bunch of really other nasty people, and you were a nasty person yourself, so... It's a Masamune. It's a vanilla reward.
That counts. We're finally up to 3.
Been waiting all season to run that third vanilla icon. And Z does not count as 4.
No, Z doesn't count. It's always vanilla. It would count if I don't think you can get vanilla Z sprite without the vanilla C flag, but if you could, then it would count. I'd count that.
The odds are pretty low.
Yeah, about like I said, I don't think it's even given as an option, but it'd be like 1 in 700 or 800. Vanilla Miss, I'll allow it, I guess.
I think there's enough French in that particular combination.
All Grant's where he wants to be, heading on in. Medic coming back for the second go. Haven't seen Medic's hit point numbers, but we'll see them soon enough.
Yep. Tall Grant, meanwhile, is loaded for bear, ready with the reflect strats.
Yeah, tall ramp looking good. Even if the damage output doesn't quite see missing the first unnerfed Big Bang, could try to slip a nerf in with a crystal. You wouldn't want a damaging nerf because then you might phase tip, or just might suffer through it and expect enough people to hold on.
Yeah, one possible concern, there's only one Starveil that I see in this inventory.
Oh yeah, that's a little spicy. Wallcast is generally not the plan. It just doesn't last long enough. Okay, so yeah, we got a little spice going on. That's a good catch.
And I did the same kind of strats as Tallgren did here. I liked the full reflect idea, and I actually got quads the first 4 casts that I made, so that was kind of fun. And then everybody sort of started losing their adrenaline, so then the numbers kept dropping after that. Oh, speaking of quads.
Yeah, that'll do.
Quad
once upon a time, you could get a back attack of Big Bang. And if you're willing to turn on Be Unsafe, you can have it, possibly, but Big Bang is no longer a witch burn option. But once it used to be. And then somebody got stuck on, I think, white at one of the moon spots, maybe Ribbon Room. And that's when it was decided that certain things just needed to be taken out.
Well, now that it's going open source, someone will probably put it back into a separate fork. the bad ideas fork, or whatever you want to call it, I suppose.
There will always be options in free enterprise for those who choose violence.
As long as they're doing the violence themselves, great. If they're the ones trying to put the violence on me, there's a pit for you.
Yeah, as long as you're willing to subject yourself to the same violence and you warn everyone, I think it's fair game. Oh, it's a shake. I thought maybe that was the crack boom.
But it is nerfed, so we go with Maddox's side. Oh, but that is done for Tall Red.
There it is. GG, Tall Grant. And we have a Tall Grant.
Yes. Hello.
Welcome.
Hey, good evening. How are you guys?
Doing good.
Doing fine tonight. How about you?
It's been a nice day. Still adjusting to the time change, but it's been good, and it's kind of fun to watch this one back, seeing as I didn't get to. Don't think I've thought about this in a little more than a week, so kind of refresh and see how I did. But nice and happy, particularly with how I did the back half of this seed.
Yeah, I mean, it took a little while to get going with Yang, but once you got going, you're going pretty well.
Well, the problem with Yang is, it doesn't matter what you give him for gear. He is not going to benefit a whole lot by it. Even if you get him like a nice power shirt or a strength ring, he just doesn't get that much of a stat boost from it. So you got to find other ways to get things going, get the seed carried. And I think for me, the biggest concern was getting up to a point where I had consistent damage, and I think that was really getting Berserk on Rosa.
And I forget, you got the Blarg on the radio though, right?
I did, but by that point, I waited to do the hook until I had done all of the Overworld, plus picked up the hairdryer chest up on the moon. So I picked up that Leviathan, bought it, and then the first chest where I got to use it, the Bahamut dropped immediately. So it's like, well, I'm glad I dropped that 40 grand. But yeah, it was
not a lot of money needed. So,
well, it was one of those seeds where, with the club getting so much farther down in characters, you start having a bit more of a plan beforehand. Because I think we had 7 characters available in this seed. You had a pretty good idea who was going to pop up, and so it's like, okay, you're going to be forced to use Yang. You're going to want at least one white mage. What else do you want to pair up in this party? And it. If I had seen some of the early melees like Edge and Kane, I probably would have been a lot happier with it. That Avenger would have been really nice for Edge, and I think with all the adamant armors, that would have been great. But just they came so late in the seed, it's like, well, I'm already on my way. This is kind of the way I'm committed to do it, and I don't want to take the time to bring someone else up to speed, especially with a four-party with hybrid strat. Just didn't seem like a great option to me.
I definitely agree with you. I went the same strategy. I went to the reflect strats, and the only difference was my radio was the adamant wearer the whole way through, and she was just blarging her way through everything.
Yeah, but I mean, just knowing the agility, making a good plan. That being said, you put up a very fantastic time. You haven't really advertised it, Garen, but Garen finished second and was roughly 10 minutes in front of me, so GG's on that.
Yeah.
And as you advertised, Nirukad smoked all of us in this particular season.
Yeah. Well, it's really been fun to watch Nirukad and Matic both coming along here. Both of those guys are active in the Pink Puff League as well. If you're not following or watching them over there, you should. And just the skill level is really great. I'm actually trying to build something of a rival with Matic that I think he's starting to respond to, which is kind of fun. It was sad to see the wipe there that he took, though. That was really... It was brave of him to go there, but I think it's one of those where you need just to get a little bit more power before you went in there.
Yeah, Maddox's been hanging out in my club too, and knocking things out left and right.
Yeah,
can confirm.
Seeing how fast and how strong he has gotten has been really impressive. So, but no, I'm looking forward to it. This club's been a lot of fun to play in. Anybody who's out there watching who's not, I encourage you. It's a lot of fun to get involved with, and I think we have Edge up this week, don't we?
We do have Edge. It is the second last of the regular season races, but there are still, including this week, 5 races to go. So, still a whole lot of club fun to go.
Mm-hmm. But, well, and I would be remiss if I didn't say thank you, Commander and Garen, for doing your commentary. Of course, Aaron, Lore, and Rydia, who've been running everything behind the scenes. Just always appreciate having the broadcast. It's fun to get the opportunity to do that and to watch you put up with the goofiness I do on stream when you restream me.
It's perfectly fine. Thank you for volunteering, and yeah, it's been fun. And thank you for hanging out in the chat while we do it, because yeah, I don't think we ever really had someone on the bottom who's actually was in the race, so that was nice to do.
Well, sometimes the schedule lines up to do it, so it's one of the
Right.
joys of the Async Club. You get to get it in, though. So thank you very much.
Thank you for joining us. Have a good evening. And just a little bit of housekeeping after this race was over with. We asked the racers, which there are 6, to vote off 2 of the 3 heroes that had run the previous 3 seeds. That would be Rydia, Porum, and Yang. And to my very great surprise, when the votes were all counted, everybody wanted to get rid of Rydia, with the exception of one person. I think that was Jazer. And then 3 people decided that Yang was the way to go. So, no more Rydia, no more Porum. Yang was the one of the 3 they kept. This is what you meant about choosing violence, Commander. They chose the worst option, and I did not think Yang was getting through the finals at all.
They will so often choose violence. I've put a lot of safeguards in my own club to ease off on the violence, and they still find a way every time.
I know it is interesting, even when you guide them down the paths. Like, there's 21 flags you can pick to make your life miserable here. Don't pick all the 7 that are going to make it the worst. But you know, what are you gonna do? I mean, boxes are on, Z is on, most of the health glitches are off. But the only thing they haven't got rid of so far is the adamant armor. So looking forward to seeing when that goes. But we will see. There's still more flags to be done. So yeah, the 11th race is live now. Yeah, if you want to go to the club channel, Survivor Hero Island, you can read all about it, including my somewhat comedic lore drops, which I know some people have told me they enjoy reading them. I have no idea. If you do, great. If you don't, just skip over it and go to the race.
Yeah, but with that, we are done for the evening.
We are, although
but not quite done with Free Enterprise, are we?
I don't believe so. So just to plug the rest of our races for the week, we do have the wacky races coming up tomorrow at 8 p.m. on this Free Enterprise channel.
No, nothing tomorrow. It was recently canceled. But that was the original plan. But no, but we have wacky races Sunday at 3 p.m.
Very nice. And I think we're going to raid Asuka, one of our other club captains, who is currently doing I don't know what Asuka's doing, but I'm sure she'll be doing something that is quite fun to watch.
We'll find out once we get there. Yeah, Asuka, captain of Pink Puff League, the club built for newbies to get used to Free Enterprise.
Indeed. I had fun with that last season, and this season I'm just sort of helping out on the restream team when the time is available.
I hear that, when the time is available. But thank you all for tuning in, everyone. Glad you could hang out with us. And whatever else you're up to, I hope it goes well for you.